Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss the weekend crypto nuke. We're going to talk about some drama coming out of the Epstein Files and some drama surrounding the Trump organization. And we're going to talk about the AI token meta and where that currently stands. GM, thank you all for listening today. I know it's been a rough day, a rough weekend in the market. Just want to send out some good vibes to everyone out there. You know, keep grinding, stay alive. We're going to continue to rip, and we're going to give you a little bit of distraction today, talking about all things market. If you're listening over on X, give us a like, bookmark, comment, retweet. Push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening over on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know how you're feeling today. What are you trading? What are you looking at? Are you panicking or are you confident? And if you're listening over on Zoro, where we stream each and every day, give us a comment. We'll be reading those throughout the show as well. I'm joined today by my co-host Signal and Easy. Sig, it's been a week since we talked. A lot has changed. How are you feeling amidst this panic over the weekend?
Oh my God, Ray, so much has changed. Like, I thought we had problems last week. Like last week feels so far away when Easy was talking about that damn horse. And then now I just feel like so much has happened in the past week, especially this weekend. This weekend, it is like I think it was just because so much has happened so fast, so quickly. It's like the mind can't quite process what is happening right now. It's really, really hard to try and connect the dots, try and trade anything, portfolios and nuking in, deeper and deeper into the red. Just a constant flurry of like information coming out from the files over this weekend. It was really weird. And I think one of the weirdest things for me this weekend was, so I started reading all the kind of the Epstein stuff on Saturday, and I was like, Jesus, I just like need to close this. This is just getting way too dark. And then came back to it on Sunday just to see like what has happened. And I was talking with a friend on Sunday evening about, have you seen what's been going on with the Epstein files? And they pretty much mentioned the most like surface level information. You got your Bill Gates spiking his wife, all the kind of like the jokey stuff. And I was like, yeah, but it goes a lot further than that. And they were like, what? And so I like shared with them what's been going on, and they just looked at me like I was crazy. Like I had just made everything up. It was so weird. And they were like, where are you getting news from? And I was like, where are you getting your news from? It was like we'd gone to the cinema to watch the same film, and we both came out with completely two different middle parts and two different endings. Yeah, so I was just like, all right, that's enough. I can't get into this anymore. Let's wake up on Monday and see if we're feeling a little bit better. But I'm not. I'm still feeling pretty like, gut in the punch. Yeah, my portfolio is down bad. It's getting to me. I have to say, I'm not normally like this, but it's getting to me, this one.
Yeah, I mean it's been tough. We have some people asking about the Epstein files, what happened to them, etc. I mean, I saw a lot of big names like implicated, like Elon. I saw Michael Saylor being called out for being a zombie. Uh, a lot of like interesting stuff there, but I haven't really touched too deeply into them. What were some of like the biggest takeaways, Sig, that like are
Oh,
fear? I know we had
I
Michael Saylor.
mean, basically, there was been a lot. I'm not going to get too much into it because it really goes into some subjects where, like, I'm not even sure if it's confirmed because there's so much AI slop out there, and then I'm not reading the primary sources, so I'm always getting things secondhand. But basically, look, anyone who is Hollywood elite is basically in this manifesto somehow. So sometimes names come up like Michael Saylor, and it will be in a really funny context of that group trying to recruit him. And there's a great email exchange where the woman is saying, I couldn't even recruit Saylor even if I wanted to. He's so boring. And every time I asked him whether he wanted to come to the island, he's like, no, I have a yacht. I'm going to Cannes. And then she would like try and recruit him in a different way to try and get him over. And he's like, no, I have a yacht. I'm going to Cannes. She's just, it just, there's a level of, I think, being on the spectrum that saves some people from getting into like actually visiting the island. Basically came out that there were a lot of people in Hollywood, all the jokes that Ricky Gervais was making at the Oscars, all those people are on this list. And somehow, while they might not have visited the island, were kind of like in his orbit, I want to say. The latest one, which people are talking about, is Jay-Z. Apparently he's got the stamps on the passport a few too many times and is in hiding right now. Nicki Minaj has come out to say that there's going to be some bombs dropped this week. So there's just so much happening. You name the person, if they are well known. I'm going to say a man because it tended to be a lot of male names coming out this weekend. They probably visited the island at some point. And Elon Musk came out saying that he never went there and doesn't care if people think he went there because he's the one who's been calling for these files to come out. So some people are saying that he went there. Elon is saying that he didn't go there. He had nothing to do it, though his name does come up a few times. There was, I think, 3 million documents dropped, and there's another 6 million to go. So this is like still tip of the iceberg.
All of the people in these files probably saw that 3 million number and they're like, oh, no one's going to read through all those. And this comes just as everyone out here has their own AI agents who can parse through millions of documents per second and try to get any kind of name out of it. I want to read excerpt.
Oh, you need to go over it. Bill Gates basically gave his wife an STD because he slept with a Russian hooker, allegedly, and he tried to spike her food with an antibiotic, and he has emails going back and forth with Epstein over this. Who else was on there? Yeah, it's just there's a lot of names. Prince Andrew. I mean, we already knew about him, but his name with photos came up this time. So there's a lot of meat on the bone on this one.
Yeah, I want to read this excerpt from Michael Saylor here. Michael Saylor gave $25,000 for food and the opportunity to give his name on the invite and meet a hip group. Saylor is a complete creep. He has no personality, sort of like a zombie on a drug. We had smart directors sitting next to him and his idiot gorgeous date and could not get any conversation out of him except, I have a yacht I am taking to Cannes. I walked him around and he was so weird that even I ran away from him. There is an obvious personal disconnect, and I don't think I can just take his money and deliver a better life because he has no feel for social behavior. So Saylor getting saved a bit and avoiding this due to a little bit of his personality here is pretty wild. This comes from Peggy Siegel. I'm not sure how she factors in, but giving that a read, I'm sure that's been circulating quite a bit. More to talk about with MicroStrategies and Bitcoin and majors. Let's do a little weather report here, and then we'll dive into some of these topics. You there, Sig? We might have lost signal here for a second.
Did we?
I don't know. Sig, hello?
One sec. Lost sound. All right, I'm diving into it. Today is the wonderful world of February 3rd. Happy February to everybody that celebrates February, because you should. Shortest month of the year. Is it a leap year?
It's February 2nd. Every 4 years.
Yeah, but hey, Chad, is it a leap year? Let us know in the comments below. But taking a look at the crypto roundup, the majors are down over the weekend with Bitcoin under 78K, Ethereum over 2,300, Solana at 103, and Hyperliquid just under 31. Hype looking strong, Raymond. Hype looking strong. I'll tell you that much. Over the past 24 hours, majors fell, and so did MicroStrategy, as it's now dipped almost 8% and is trading below $140. Ray, how does it feel to be down 87%?
It's not good.
This comes as Bitcoin briefly fell under Strategy's average price of 76K. Despite the bearish price action, they increased the dividend of their stretch product to 11.25%. How the fuck is that even possible? Next up, news broke that a senior United Arab Emirates royal purchased 49% of Trump's World Liberty Fi. Eric Trump signed the $500 million deal just days before Trump's inauguration. Sounds fishy to me. How about you, Ray? Fishy or not fishy?
Fishy.
Fishy. Finally, there was more drama around Binance as the OKX CEO called them out for being responsible for the 1010 liquidation cascade. This comes as Binance has earmarked $1 billion worth of stablecoins from their SAFU fund to buy Bitcoin. But that's also not to doubt the situation that happened with Justin Sun's ex, who aired out a ton of stuff saying that he was a scumbag and was using employees' wallets to wash funds. Back to you in the studio, Ray.
Excellent weather report as always. Easy. Touching on another topic there. Zheng Ying, Chinese media professional.
Jilted lover
And Chinese media professional accuses Justin Sun of market manipulation and fraud, saying he had employees artificially driving up the price of TRX. Going both ways, saying like, oh, she's down bad and got liquidated and is lashing out. And some people saying that, you know what, Justin Sun is a scammer and this is somebody who was there front row to witness it. So
hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. I'm here for it. I'm here for this one. Karma to Mr. Sun.
So much went on over the weekend, and while the prices are just nuking, it just felt like punch after punch. It's like you're in a boxing match and you're just getting like hit, and you're just waiting for that bell to ring so you could just make it back to your corner and like kind of regroup. And I think the bell finally rang. I don't think we got knocked out, but I feels like we're pretty woozy in the crypto market, and we need to do something here. We need some sort of like good news or second wind to get back into this. How are you feeling, Easy? How was your weekend? What are your thoughts on this market?
My weekend was fine, Ray.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Still trading memes, still living. I really can't complain, man. Life's good. Yeah, market sucks, but whatever. Keeps going.
I mean, I've been holding Hyperliquid for a while, like a sizable position, and I'm like up or even on the week, even though the market has been crap. So like Hyperliquid has been like the small like saving grace. It's kind of keeping me sane. I'm very glad I held that. Bitcoin right now though, I mean, this is just like brutal. It's like this is four we closed on the weekend, another red month, 4 consecutive red months. Last time we saw this was all the way back in late 2018, early 2019, and not to this extent. Like this is like almost an unprecedented drop in terms of both percentage and amount of Bitcoin. Finally broke out of that range we were talking about, but unfortunately we broke out in the wrong direction. Pretty far below the 85 level that's been kind of support. We've been looking at this like 95 to like 85 level, broke under support there. Now sitting at 77. Easy to the downside. Where do you see a potential bottom for Bitcoin? Are we there? Are we close to it? Do you think we're like?
I think we're closer than a lot of people think. Like, I look at it, I'm like, this feels not good, obviously. Doesn't feel good. But 76K area is like where I want us to be. So pretty close. Break that 60, high 60s, maybe 72. Yeah, that previous breakout range feels pretty good. I look at the MACD on the daily and the MACD on the weekly, and I feel like we're kind of overextended. Like, I kind of want to go a little long here soon.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, I have dry powder, and it's like at some point, spot Bitcoin is now very attractive. Like, you're looking at like 2x to get over all-time high again, like approaching that kind of level, which is very attractive. Makes me feel a little bit better for holding like dry powder on the side.
Yeah,
maybe start bidding in this like below 70.
Probably. That's probably like your best bet. If you don't get it and we rebound kind of hard, then it's like, all right, now what? That would be ideal. But I don't know. I look at the market right now and I'm just kind of like, it's ugly. We're clearly in a bear market, no matter what people want to say. We've probably been in a bear market for a little bit. It comes down to how long this will actually last. Because what, 4-year cycle, right? How long does the bear market last in 4-year cycles? 4 years?
So we can here. Let's say the bear market started here on 1010. We've been we're now into February, so we're like 4 months in. We can look at last bear market going back in 2022. I mean, say from the Pico top to when we started moving, November of 21 is when we topped, started moving back up again. Call Pico bottom January 2023. So little over a year of like downward price action before slowly grinding up. So you would look at like this November, right after midterms as being the bottom. So grind down until November, bottom, tick back up. Could be the 4-year cycle intact there. I could see something like that happening where we just kind of continue this dip, get into this 60 to 70K range, and then start grinding up to a new high.
Honestly, we probably keep dipping until the state of Florida no longer has sub-freezing temperatures, which is Friday. Friday.
Here's the move from last bear market. This extends all the way to
we're basically at the bottom.
End of this year.
Yeah, but it would just chop here.
Yeah. Yeah, chop in this range for 10 months, 9 months. That'll
It's not
drive.
Like we haven't seen it before though. Like,
yeah.
If anything, that would just spawn a bunch of like good stuff outside of majors, which I'd be interested in.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel bad. That's the thing. Maybe because I had a really good cycle. Like, probably why.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I did better cycle 1. Cycle 2 is still good though. Solana is looking like it's in trouble.
Solana looks like ass, dude.
Not look good. This
Solana looks like ass.
Ethereum not looking good. I just saw a post by ICO Beast essentially saying that Bitmine's essentially down FTX.
Yeah, they're down like astronomically.
Yeah, down in FTX. So it shows you like the level of capital in this space this year is that people are down this much money. $6.6 billion unrealized loss for Bitmine. This would be the 5th largest documented trading loss in history if they sold it here. So like that's how bad Tom Lee and Bitmine are down right now after shilling everybody Ethereum. ETH looks like it's in a free fall. Is this going below down to 1500? Like this is going to be in the. I feel like a low leverage short on Ethereum here feels like a no brainer. Down to like 1700. Like that feels like almost money in the bank to me.
It definitely feels like
that short.
Yeah, I'll take that short.
I'll take that short. Yeah, I'm in this Ace Trader competition that just started today, so I'm currently short ETH, or I'm currently short Sol. I'll short some ETH.
I mean, either one of those looks like a pretty no-brainer short to me, but I'm bad at shorting, so I'm not going to touch them, even though I believe.
I believe.
Holy shit. Hype is just going up today. Almost up to $33. It was below $31 when we started the show. Now it's almost up to 33, like approaching that local high of 36. Like this has been one of the bright spots. They just announced they're rolling out prediction markets on testnet.
Oh, that's cool.
They're just capitalizing on all these liquidations. I saw Garrett Bullish got liquidated for like $700 million. It was like an immediate 5% boost to anybody who was staking HLP.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, so it's just a one-shot 5% boost to your capital there. So as markets are choppy, you would expect to see more of the Perps platforms doing well. Volume, fees, etc. I'm going to try to pull up fees and revenue on DeFi Llama to see how much. Actually, I'd rather see. I want to do.
I mean, Ray, if this is if we're running back 22 to 23, this thing's got ETH down to like $1,100.
Yeah, I mean that feels right. Like honestly, that feels right. Look at the hyperliquid perp volume. I mean, this has been in an uptrend. We saw a lot of action over the weekend. We've already seen a ton of action today in perps. I could see this getting back to all-time highs. You know, like we're very close to it. Like we were sitting like on good days in like the 40 to 50 range, and right now we're back in like upper 40s on our good days on hyperliquid. So seeing that rally is definitely good to know as a hyper liquid holder. Aster's done a ton of volume as well. See some other platforms on here doing volume as well. Jupiter, Paradex. So right now might be an interesting time to look at some of these perp platforms and give you something to trade in a market that might be choppy and down and volatile. So keeping my eye out on hype for that. You said you were busy trading meme coins this weekend, Easy. What did you see? What's been out there that's been interesting? What have you been trading? I think you're muted, Easy.
You're muted, Easy.
The same usual bullshit AI stuff that continues to piss me off. Quanch was interesting. Perch, whatever the Circle thing was. Circle basically backed 2 meme coins that allow for agentic commerce, which I thought was interesting.
It was like Perch and what, 1LY or something?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at these charts from 22 to 23. It basically has Bitcoin bottoming here, ETH bottoming at 1,200, Sol bottoming just under 60.
So ETH at 1,200, you said?
Uh-huh. I just posted the pictures if you want to just go to my page.
Yeah, let's do that. It might be a little easier.
I always feel like you also need to kind of look at what I can't remember off the top of my head, but like what were the macro circumstances to get us down there?
Rising interest rates.
I can't remember. It was rising interest rates. But what's interesting is like we're talking about just trying to guess where Bitcoin can go and where sort of other alts can go, but we're not really going to a rising interest rate environment. We're meant to be going into like exactly. So I'm thinking actually these assets selling off right now, even though it might feel uncomfortable, it could potentially be a good area to take a little bet that we might actually be going up.
Kevin Warsh isn't like the most crypto bullish guy. That's like kind of a concern.
On this one, Easy. I think on the Solana one, you almost got to take it from the second top.
Yeah, I mean, second top would put us down to like $10.
Yeah. Are you ready for $10 Solana again?
Yeah, I would buy more.
I think there's a little bit difference on Solana this time because FTX was so in bed with Solana at the time that that was a bigger drawdown. Like Solana saw an outsized drawdown. I don't think we see that this cycle. So I think it makes sense to correlate ETH and Bitcoin, but I think Solana should hold up better in a bear market than it did last time.
Which is why I went from that top one. I think because for me, I said under 90, we're gonna test like 60, which I'm like, yeah, that actually feels kind of realistic. Which is kind of an area that I'm watching like 68, 69. So that's why I also took Euphoric Peak, which Sol also made a new high. ETH didn't.
Right.
Like ETH double topped. So like
this is
that's
like the
more of a concern.
Batman chart here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that ETH chart looks like dog water. Like actually looks so bad.
Yeah, so this is a short I'm not going to take. That's definitely going to pan out. So if you're out there and you're looking to short something, I feel like ETH is your man right now. Even though I'm very bullish ETH and hope it does not retrace all the way back down to 1100, but we'll see.
Are you guys looking to trade any metals around these price ranges as we see pullbacks?
I think silver, copper, Inu, maybe some coming tonight.
Yeah, coming tonight is the only one I'm interested in.
I don't know if you've been on with this meme coin sig, but there was a meme with the metal run up coming tonight, which is like a random metal that ran. We talked about last week. This thing ran to 8 million on a market. It's down to 577.
I saw this. Yeah, I saw this. I was like the derivatives of the derivatives of the metals. No, because what I'm thinking about in my head is that even though we've seen sort of these mass liquidations, the narrative of why we've been seeing sort of a mass exodus out of Bitcoin, but then we've been seeing gold and silver rally, that hasn't really gone away. Even though we've had a really terrible weekend, that overall narrative is still there. So I still think there's an opportunity to trade some of the metals, whether you want to do that on spot or whether you want to do that on leverage. Like, obviously, I prefer spot. I don't like leverage, but it just feels like overall the US is a declining power on an overall declining power this year in terms of how it's positioning itself geopolitically. And I still think that people are going to keep flocking to the metals such as gold and silver. But if we look at where we were before this crash, the crypto was kind of pulling back anyway and wasn't really showing strength to rally off the back of the narrative that people are flocking to risk on assets. So I agree with Easy's thesis that we could probably see still a bit of a sell-off on Bitcoin. Ethereum, definitely so. But then at one point, probably we reach about, I don't know, mid 60s, and then probably we start to see some strong inflows on the asset. But what will take us back up to 90, 100K? That is the question. That is the question. What happens over the next 2-3 months of trying to get Bitcoin back to 100? I don't think it's going to happen that quick. I think we've got a slow climb to come.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm trading metals here. Obviously,
you are muted, right?
I am.
No, he's not.
No. Okay, sorry. That was my side.
He's good. He's good.
I don't know if I'm trading metals here. I mean, we basically tapped 2026 opening price on gold at 4,400 before recovering. I mean, you definitely had a discount now from where we saw like that blow off top at all the way up to almost 5,600 on gold. So there is some room there. I'm going to just continue to hold Bitcoin as my like digital gold / inflation hedge. I'm not interested in trading physical gold here. Even if we get down to these levels, like in the 3,900s, I'd be more concerned that we'd then be entering like a bear market for gold. We see some like crazy interest rate cuts, which we could see with the new Fed chair. But yeah, it's just hard for me to jump in here on these metals that have been just absolutely ripping, even though we've had a pullback. But you know, if you look at this chart here on the weekly, like these pullbacks have been historically decent buying opportunities. You had November of 24 on a little bit of a pullback. You had November of 25 on a pullback. So you have a similar pullback here. You could see continued rally, but not for me, unfortunately. So likely means again, this thing's probably still going to run. Do you have any metal exposure, Sig? And if so, like how have you been like framing that trade?
I've had metals exposure for many years, so it's doing what I wanted it to do in my portfolio. I've mainly had gold and then had exposure to commodity portfolios. Commodity ETFs. Going forward, though, I do believe that we're going to continue to see a rally in gold, simply because it's driven by the narrative that China is buying up gold, moving away from the dollar. Most of the US non-allies are moving away from the dollar. Even the allies are looking at using economic, like either selling treasuries or just using the dollar as a kind of like an economic weapon to be like, well, we're not going to hold US assets. So I just feel like that part of the narrative is not over. Like even during the sell-off, it was happening just on Wednesday, and just because of this weekend that it's disappeared. I don't think it's like that. So that's why I like gold right now. Would I be like piling in here to get a long-term position? No, but a short-term trade, yes. That's why I like it. Of everything right now that I would choose to do a short-term trade, I would choose gold. I wouldn't do Bitcoin and I wouldn't do alts.
Yeah, I don't think I'm taking a short-term trade on anything right now because it's just so unpredictable and volatile. You can make some money there, but I don't know if I'm going to take leverage trades on anything in this market. Meme coins is kind of like where I'm living at this point. Like Easy said, trading a lot of these new launches in the AI agent meta, and I've been pretty deep down the rabbit hole, getting like all the AI agent stuff set up, working for me, and looking at how it plays. It feels like every day there's like new tooling, new architecture, new like add-ons to the Claude OpenClaw agent, to how people are orchestrating them, and we're seeing like larger and other companies kind of jump in. Easy was talking about Circle with their pushing Perch, which is a meme coin that allows USDC purchase of items on like Amazon and everything like that. We're gonna see more of that. I think we saw Virtuals open up an open claw ACP. This is allowing agents to like discover services from other agents on chain, pay for them using ERC 404 tech. So we're seeing like kind of an explosion on the AI crypto side of things. And I think that this is the most interesting area right now to focus on, rather than trading like majors and alts. I think like these sorts of plays, emerging on-chain activity with a ton of volume going into these is very interesting. And like surprisingly, a lot of this is taking place over on Base in terms of like where these are trading. So like not often do you look at the top volume on Dex Screener and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess this is a little tilted because a lot of this is just wrapped Bitcoin being traded on Base with the market crash. But I mean, Molt is in the top 10, Claunch is number 12, Perch, which is built on the tech in Solana, that's number 11. So we're seeing a good amount of Base tokens enter the top 25, whereas normally this is dominated by just Solana and BNB, which is like typically in here. So interesting to pay attention to Base. Tokens that like interest me. I'm not in Banker coin yet, but I think Banker is interesting. This is what a lot of the tokens are launching on. So anything that's like spawning like these AI agent like infrastructures, they're all like getting tokens launched on Banker and claiming their coins there. This is like the pump fund sort of Base right now. So this is an interesting one. This one ran up, all the way up to almost 100 mil all-time highs from last AI meta. This has been around for over a year now. So this one's been super interesting. I always kick myself for this one because I saw this, sub 2 mil and never got into it and always thought it was like interesting tech, but figured like everything else would eventually go to zero. Well, this is the 0.0001% of tokens that ends up continuing to build, and got another look at success here. So this is one I'm watching on Base. I'm interested to see what Maltbook does on Base. You can say what you will about the platform. Is it just like people LARPing as agents? What's going on there? I think a lot of FUD is generally good for token upside over the long term, because if everyone's like in agreement that this is the next best thing, then you're not going to see like crazy price action. So this is one that I personally think, like, my initial reaction to Maltbook was like, this is like so stupid. Why would people be interested in this? But I think it could end up being built into something that surprises people. Not in this one either, but may add some exposure here now that we've kind of like reversed. Are you trading or holding anything right now, Easy, on the AI agent side, or are you basically just swing trading and out of positions?
I'm not holding anything long term. I like Banker. I don't like that they deployed on Solana today. It kind of separates liquidity, which is a concern.
I saw a Banker on Solana token.
They launched on Sol.
This is the official one.
Yeah.
So like they just have liquidity.
Well, that's Base. But now they're on Sol too. The Sol one's only at like 1 or 2 mil market cap. 1.2 mil. I'll send the CA real quick. It's in the prep chat.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, you're trying to get more liquidity, but you are like, in essence, like fractionalizing it. But I feel like right now with like tokens, like it's very easy to get cross chain. You don't need to tap into Solana to Banker. But I mean, this has seen $9 million worth of volume over the last 24 hours. So earning fees.
That's it.
That's bullish. So maybe more money in their treasury for development. Sig, you've been trading any meme coins? You've been paying attention to this AI meta at all, or have you basically been on the sideline?
Yeah, no, not the meme coins, but I've been definitely paying attention to the AI meta that's been happening. I think like if you look at what was being discussed before the whole weekend, it was all about AI. The whole timeline was just talking about AI in some kind of way, and how you can set up your own agent, etc., and the Claude bot and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like once a storm of the weekend has blown over, that's the conversation people are going to go back to, and probably that's where the momentum within meme coins is going to stay. Sometimes I think like it's almost like all this information gets released, on the weekend when no one can do anything, and it's kind of like a distraction. But then I always think, what was happening before? What was happening before? Is there any reason for that narrative to go away? Is there any reason for that narrative to go away, or are people just being distracted by noise? When that noise goes away, what are people going to gravitate back to? And I think everything you've been talking about, Ray, is completely spot on. That is going to be the AI narrative that people will come back to and continue to look at. But I also think there's opportunities in stocks right now, and crypto generally is selling off a little bit too much. It is selling off a bit too much. I don't know who it is in the comments. Where's he gone? Wolfie, talking about Hood. Again, I mean, easy. Has your thesis changed on Hood at all?
Nope.
There you go. So stuff is selling off, and you're just sitting there being like, "Yeah, well, shouldn't this stuff revert?"
Well, just hold stocks.
I kind of think it will.
Stocks are bullish on like that. It's the simplest thing in the world. Like, it sounds so crazy to contemplate, but like, if Hood goes back to $60, I'll just buy more. Like, that's where my brain is like, I'm bullish Robinhood over an extended period of time. I'm not trading these like I trade coins. I trade these like a traditional equities trader. It's like, I don't mind holding this for years because I think Robinhood becomes the do everything financial app for Zoomers.
They just rolled out financial app for Zoomers, you said.
Yeah, for a younger generation. They just rolled out full like tax services.
This is juicy here. This might be where I get some Robinhood.
I mean, dude, they just keep rolling out more products. Like,
gap down 8% on the day. Market just opened 10 minutes ago. We're at $91 on Hood. If you're not buying here, you're waiting until the mid 80s, I suppose. But this is a decent opportunity if you've been on the sideline. We're dropping closer and closer to that $90 mark. I'm curious to see what's going on with the S&P at market open. This is one that we wanted to pay attention to. Looks like a gap down and then big run up. Actually up on the day for the S&P after a red Friday. So this is like a little interesting. What is running in the S&P right now that is pulling the entire index up is my question. I'll have to look into it.
Not in the video.
Let's see how MicroStrategy is handling the market open here. So it's recovered a bit on open. MicroStrategy back over 140 at 144 now. This was as low as 137 in the pre-market. So seeing a little bounce across the board on equities, which is nice. Are we seeing similar price action on Bitcoin? Yeah, 2% on the day. So maybe a nice little bounce. I don't see anything popping up in my news that would be pointing to this, but I'll keep an eye out. Could just be markets reacting to a potential overreaction. Interesting. Let's move over to prediction markets. Easy. Anything you've been looking at on the prediction market side? I know we have the government shutdown currently being a main topic. We have the shutdown market basically predicting 4+ days at 99%. So what seemed like a temporary shutdown looks like it's going to last throughout this week.
We got the Melania movie. It's at 10 right now. We'll know in 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm on the S.
When's it close?
10+. 15 minutes. There's not much liquidity, but I'm on the S.
So you're on the S here, and it's currently at 10.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
Is there like a critic out there right now that is like waiting to hit the button?
So the tomato meter has it at 10. The popcorn meter has it at a 99%.
I saw this. I posted about this last week when I saw this. I was like, I don't know if there's ever been a gap. It was like one of it at like 2. It was like 100% and it was at 2. But it's funny though. Anyone who's going to see Melania in theaters is going to be enjoying the movie no matter
say
how
it's amazing.
It is.
That's why I'm like, this is funny.
There's nobody going to Melania who's not just like a diehard like Trump fan or like, you know, Melania fan who's going to like have like a non-biased take on this. So it's 100% going to be like, no, yeah, like this is completely not surprising to see this.
Yeah, I don't know. 15 minutes will find out if I hit this or not.
That's really funny. So I mean, it's not a bad payout if you do hit it, and it's currently where it sits. You're currently in the money right now, which is interesting. You can still get bids on this at 69 cents.
That's what's surprising to me. You basically need like a critic to come in and just nuke this any minute, which I'm like, it could happen, but I don't know. I took the no. I took the yes. Sorry, on 10 plus last week. It was like, this is interesting to me. What was crazy was it looked like we had some Grammy insider action yesterday with Wildflower by Billie Eilish winning Song of the Year over K-pop Demon Hunters Golden. It ended up running like up to like 15% before the award show started, and then it ended up winning Song of the Year.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was at 15% before the show started. And then Giga Cent. I was on Golden, so I lost on that. Just figured the most listened to song in the entire fucking world would win. Sure enough, that's not how the Grammys works, but whatever.
Yeah, 70%, 80%, and then 0.
Yeah, it came out then the Billie Eilish win. So
I haven't watched any K-pop.
The big thing's gonna be we got the oh god.
No, I was gonna say I'm amazed. I would have taken K-pop as well. Like when I walk through parks, I just hear kids singing that song
kids
all the time. Love that song. Everyone's singing it. Like I went to a bar, I heard someone like playing it on the piano, just like completely randomly. I would not have put Billie Eilish's song down there.
My nephew listens to it in Spanish. He doesn't even speak Spanish. I don't know why. He just loves the Spanish version. It's something. It's
a hit, man.
Yeah, I mean it's a bop. It's a bop. Like it's a good song. The big thing here is going to be these Super Bowl markets. So we have that coming up Sunday.
I want to interrupt you briefly. Easy.
Good.
Because I saw this one. This is an interesting headline. Bitcoin 74% chance to dip below 65K this year.
It's pretty aggressive.
That one surprised me. 55% chance to go below 55K. Do those seem off? Would you take the no on either one of those at these prices?
I don't know. I almost want to take the no on the 55
at 46 cents, and like that's a time to play.
Yeah, I mean it's just a long time. Like that's the issue. So there is a market I like though. Will the 2026 Super Bowl be the most viewed Super Bowl?
We need like a Super Bowl section here.
Yeah, they have so many markets. It's tough.
What's so special about the Super Bowl this year, which would make it the most viewed Super Bowl of all time?
The last 3 years have been the most viewed year over year. So I just think the trend continues. And you have Bad Bunny performing at halftime.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Okay,
I'm
like, going to take the yes.
Between those two, I'm like, yeah, this feels like it'll end up being. I feel like it'll end up being.
So this was at 75% and it dropped off a cliff.
So that's the Pro Bowl.
Oh, sorry.
Oh wait, no, I think that is a Super Bowl.
Well, the
Pro Football Championship. Yeah. Why did they name it that? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I was looking at that and I thought it was the Pro Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this ends up winning.
7 million.
I think it ends up winning.
So it's not even like the teams made it drop off a cliff. Like it was
just happened
yesterday. It was 74%. And then I don't know what happened, but it dropped it all the way down to 21%.
Yeah, but if you look at the top 10 most viewed Super Bowls, it was 2025, 2024. So the last 2 years. Oh, these are just top 10 most viewed games. So yeah. But it's been trending up the last 3 years.
3 years in a row.
Yeah. Of growth.
2022 was not very viewed.
Nope.
What was the 2022 Super Bowl? It was the Rams Bengals. So you did have an LA team there, Cincinnati. Not as big.
Yeah, I think people are taking the no because of Seattle is not like a diehard Colt fan base. The Patriots, obviously, very much so. But I think between that and you have Bad Bunny at halftime, I'm like, this feels like it has a pretty high chance of setting the record again.
It's interesting seeing like we spiked to 2016, then we dropped off. I think this is like a lot of the protests, like kind of like knocked the fan base down. when they were doing the kneeling and things like that. I think a lot of NFL fans kind of like started to fall off, but
yeah, I like the data of the trend though. I agree. Fuck the Pats. That's the one I'm mostly looking at is the viewership because at these odds, I like these odds. Like 57 cents. Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about liking it before when it was higher, so this makes sense.
Yeah, I want to see the top holders. So no. I mean, there's not really many shares is the thing. Like the top no holder has 570 shares. The top yes holder has 781. And it's not like there's like big profit loss margins on either side. So it's not like these are whales. I think it's just an illiquid book.
This is a new market.
Yeah, I think it's just an illiquid book. So like if I were buying this, I would straight up just buy that 64 cent and just get like 50 shares real quick. I mean, someone's adding bids right now at 35 cents. I mean, yeah, you could throw a bid at like 50 and hope to get filled.
I mean, you can even
probably
bid
what I would do.
40 cents and get a nice.
Yeah. I mean, I would take the coin flip on it. I think it's higher than a coin flip. I think this should be closer to like 70. Oh, yeah. Be careful. A bunch of Trump humpers are going to not watch because of Bad Bunny. Sure. But I still think there's going to be a lot more viewers because of Bad Bunny.
Yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. Anything else you've been looking at on the prediction market side?
No, just checking Super Bowl markets right now with that happening on Sunday.
Fed decision in March. Looking like no change again.
Yeah, Powell's last one. I mean, I think that's also why the market's down is we're not having any cuts to start the year. And then after this, we'll have Warshin for May.
That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see if is Powell going to step down is the question.
No, I think he stays on the board.
Let's see here. All right, so here's the market for that. Jerome Powell out of Fed board by May 30th, 59% chance saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think he's going to stay on, there's some money to be made on the no here.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. 72% yes for the end of the year. More money to be made there. I'd take the December at no over the May. Just take more better odds. And if he stays on in May, I think December shoots up as well.
Yep.
Because if he's staying on in May, I don't think he's just going to stay on for like a month to like make a statement and then step away, you know?
Yeah.
It really depend on like legal pressure pushing him out, which I don't think there's like leverage to do right now. So that's an interesting market. Cool. Anything else you've been looking at, Sig? Have you been diving into any of these prediction markets on Polymarket lately?
Now, I haven't been doing the prediction markets too much at the moment. I think what I will do though going forward is I like this dip we're having right now, and I'm going to take some positions after the show. I do like. I know probably people like disagree with me on this, but I do think that some of the metals look very interesting. And I never do stuff short term normally. Normally I'm like long term position or like I'm a couple of hours. But I think this I think it's interesting. I think I like the volatility. I like the chaos. I think there's some money to be made. There's definitely some money to be made right now.
What will gold hit by the end of February? Let's see what it's saying. 4,700. It's saying it's going to get down to 4,700. It's going to get down to 4,600. It's a much better chance for it to get to 4,200 than to get to 5,500, according to Polymarket. So you could have some interesting trades on metals here too in the short term. You think we are going to see a bit of a run back on gold this month? You can get 4x your investment on over 5,500. Which,
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, I would take that. I would take that bet. Yeah.
Yeah, and if gold does on a run,
a good one.
Sell out early and get a portion of that as well.
I would take this one, and I would take the Bitcoin one we spoke about earlier.
I think there's like an interesting one like gold versus Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin outperform gold in 2026? This one's pretty close to even right now. Bitcoin at 43% chance to outperform gold. Gold at 57% chance to outperform Bitcoin. If you had to buy one or the other this year, what would it be? Bitcoin or gold? Holding for the whole year?
Oh, that's such a guess right now. That's such a guess. I'm going to say yes to Bitcoin outperforming gold this year because I still think we might go lower. Therefore, we can go higher later on in the year. That's kind of a bit of a weird, twisted logic there. But I mean, like, oh God, it's like the 2nd of February or something, and the amount of stuff that has just happened since December. It's just been an onslaught of like global macro news and stock markets just crashing, going in every single direction. So I feel like trying to predict what will happen by the end of December is really hard, and you can only guess. So I'm purely guessing on this, but I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah, I'm torn. My only like real hang up on taking Bitcoin here is like we've seen this drawdown right now, and it seems to be mostly macro induced, and like I don't know if we've really seen the fear of quantum play into this price action, and I think that's a narrative that really crops up at some point this year and hurts Bitcoin. We've seen like some rumblings about it on crypto Twitter, like it's much more niche. But I think like the rumblings of like quantum and like the steps Bitcoin needs to take to like come out unscathed, it's a very tough needle to thread. So I think that FUD happens at some point, and if we do thread that needle, if people can come up with solutions to quantum for Bitcoin that are alleviate a lot of the different FUD angles, I think that we could see like a massive repricing of Bitcoin. So it can go either way, but I'm more leaning towards quantum is going to be like an anchor on Bitcoin this year rather than a tailwind.
Interesting. I don't believe that narrative is strong enough for the 11 months of action, 11 months of price action, because I think from an institutional perspective, that narrative is not there yet, but it will come.
Yeah,
but I just don't think 11 months is a conversation when, you know, BlackRock's Salesforce go in to speak with clients. They're like, have you thought about quantum computing and the threat to your Bitcoin portfolio? I just don't think we're there yet. Give it a couple more years.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I'm worried that they'd dumb it down and simplify it and scare them more. And then they'd be like, hey, Bitcoin can be hacked and all Bitcoin can be, you know, like I think I'm worried they'd oversimplify it as opposed to like trying to like tech speak it. So we'll see what happens there. Oh man, we've been running about an hour. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up today? Easy Sig?
No, I'm good. I think we've covered a lot.
All righty. Thank you all for listening. It has been another excellent episode. We appreciate each and every one of you who joins us every day. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Catch us on all major podcasting platforms. Catch us on Spotify, Apple. You can also watch us back on Zora and YouTube. See what we're talking about